I think it's kind of a meme at this point, but I just like Java, and I typically try to do whatever I can in Java.
You have this very strong background in the computer science, and you started to explore data science. Is there anything that has surprised you in that journey? I mean, you obviously didn't start with the basics. You kind of jumped right into the reinforcement learning, which I like. I think that's pretty cool. But, what kind of have you learned through that process? And again, has anything been a bit surprising to you?
When it comes to that, I would like to just kind of point out basically all I've done in the realm was do some machine learning type stuff that I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with it and learn along the way. That was kind of my goal with it this year when I was dabbling in it, where I just made a game and kind of went into the heuristics of how to best beat that game, and then build a model in order to train the AI to actually beat that game or get a good score on it, like in my Tetris. And that, as well as kind of dabbling into the neat algorithm, which for my use wasn't as fun as like actually diving deeper into the actual heuristics of a particular game. And by heuristics, I just mean kind of little aspects that allow you to beat the game, like what pro Tetris players use in order to get a high score. Those were what my heuristics were when I built my model. And I just wanted to first off say that's really as far as I've gone when it comes to like machine learning and things of that nature.
Honestly, that's a lot further than probably many of the people who watch these videos have gone into it. I mean, you kind of jumped into the deep end, which I really like.
Actually, let me take a step back. I did take an intro to artificial intelligence course in college, that's what really got me into it, where I made I did like BFS, DFS, a lot of searching and backtracking algorithms and stuff like that for Sudoku or Connect 4 or Sokoban, or I know there's a couple more little terminal applications that I built and just implemented some simple algorithms in order to solve it, right? But that's where I started, and then I hopped back into it a couple years later, which would be this year, which is what I just talked about.
From your perspective, what is the main difference between just your exposure to those types of things and the more traditional computer science, software engineering work?
Both times I use Java because I'm a big Java guy, and that probably wasn't I know it probably wasn't the best way to go about it, but I've been very standoffish when it comes to Python. I don't know why. I think it's kind of a meme at this point, but I just like Java, and I typically try to do whatever I can in Java. So both instances, that's kind of what I used. And when it comes to the little bit of machine learning that I did, of course, what was done was different, but kind of my methodology into going about it wasn't that much different. Of course, one was in a big agile methodology framework. The other one, I just kind of winged it, to be honest with you. And the other one, that would be building the game and the machine learning side of things. I don't really have much in terms of differences.
Well, I think you characterized it very well, actually. Like it might have been anecdotally, but I look at data science, a lot of the machine learning, maybe not machine learning engineering, but you are kind of winging it quite a bit. Like there are a ton of similarities. You're still writing a lot of code. You're still going out and building something. But the nature of data science, I think, is a little bit more exploratory, right? Like when we build an app, when we build something, there's a lot more planning. You're doing all the requirements, you're doing all this, and usually before you build it, what you want to produce.
Kind of a right and a wrong way to go about that.
Exactly. And in data science, it's a little bit more open-ended.
You're just making me look good. I didn't think of that. You thought of that, but I'll take it.
I promise you thought of it.